What does it mean to be brave? For Harriet Tubman, bravery was more than an abstract ideal. It was the foundation of everything she stood for. Born into slavery around 1822 in Maryland, Tubman lived a life defined by unimaginable hardship and relentless courage. She wasn't born a hero, but through her actions, sacrifices, and unwavering belief in the sanctity of freedom, she became one of the most celebrated figures in American history. Harriet Tubman's life story is one of resilience and courage, a testament to the power of bravery that continues to inspire. Tubman's early life was marred by brutality. Enslaved from birth, she endured harsh physical labor and constant abuse. As a young girl, she suffered a near-fatal head injury when an overseer struck her with a heavy weight. The injury left her with lifelong seizures, severe headaches, and powerful visions. Visions she interpreted as divine messages directing her path. These beliefs would become a cornerstone of her life's work, a source of strength during her darkest hours. In 1849, Tubman made the daring decision to escape slavery. Using her resourcefulness, tenacity, and deep knowledge of the land, she fled to Philadelphia, a city where freedom awaited. But Tubman knew her journey wasn't finished. Freedom wasn't meant for her alone. It was something she was determined to share with the family and friends she had left behind. And thus began her incredible work with the Underground Railroad, a secret network of routes and safe houses used to help enslaved people escape to free states and Canada. Her courage and moral vision remind us that even in history's darkest hours, there is always light to be found, and heroes to carry it forward. Tubman returned to Maryland again and again, leading some 70 enslaved individuals, among them her own family, out of bondage and into liberty. Risking her life with each mission, she became known as Moses, a fitting nickname for a woman who never wavered in her mission to guide her people to safety. Her methods were meticulous. She relied on songs that carried hidden messages, traveled at night to avoid capture, and trusted no one who might compromise her secrecy. She famously declared, "I never lost a passenger." But Harriet Tubman's fight for freedom didn't end when the Civil War began. It only expanded. During the war, Tubman served the Union Army in roles few women of her time could imagine. She worked as a scout, nurse, and spy, leveraging her skills in survival and intelligence to outmaneuver Confederate forces. One of her most remarkable accomplishments came in 1863, during the Combahee River Raid. Leading an armed expedition, Tubman helped to liberate over 700 enslaved people, marking the first U.S. military operation led by a woman. Yet, despite her heroism, Tubman received little pay and even less recognition, a reflection of the pervasive racism and sexism of the era. After the war, Tubman shifted her focus to another fight, women's suffrage. Collaborating with contemporaries like Susan B. Anthony, she became an advocate for the rights of women to vote. Her words, her story, and her lived experience made her a powerful voice in the movement, reminding her audiences that freedom, incomplete for one, was incomplete for all. In her later years, Tubman settled in Auburn, New York, a quiet life that was anything but idle. Struggling with poverty and the lingering effects of her early injuries, she continued to care for others, establishing a home for elderly African Americans and taking in those less fortunate than herself. Harriet Tubman passed away in 1913 at approximately 91 years old. Her death marked the end of an extraordinary life, but not the end of her story. Her legacy as an abolitionist, soldier, suffragist, and humanitarian continues to resonate. Tubman once said, "Every great dream begins with a dreamer." And she was right. Harriet Tubman's dreams were bold, they were dangerous, and they were transformative. Her courage and moral vision remind us that even in history's darkest hours, there is always light to be found and heroes to carry it forward.